the Dallas Cowboys lose to the Arizona Cardinals 27-10. And like I said, I know it's so many Cowboy fans out here in America. And I know it's a lot of people that are disappointed. But, hey, man, Marvin Harrison Jr., he showed up and showed out tonight.
That was Junior out there?
A season, not a season best, but almost right there, a season high. You know, he almost had that type of day today, man. He came out smoking, man. Jumped out on the Cowboys fast. They didn't know what to do with themselves. He was impressive this game, man. And the difference was Jacobey Brissett was getting the football to him. That's the difference. And now the Arizona Cardinals, have a quarterback controversy. Kyler Murray isn't getting his job back. If anybody likes Kyler Murray out there or is a believer in Kyler Murray, you best believe he isn't getting his job back unless something unfortunate happens, and we all know we don't want nothing unfortunate to happen. But Kyler Murray isn't getting his job back. That's the way it goes in the NFL. Jacobey Brissett attempted 31 passes, completed 21 of those 31 pass attempts, and it completed 70% of his passes. That is always good in the NFL when you complete 70% of your passes, but 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception. And we see Marvin Harrison. I think his career high, not his career high, season high was like 98 yards. I don't know how many receptions, but today he got 7 receptions, man. And they went off and they did their thing, man. He looked like a totally different player. Marvin Harrison, totally different player.
I thought that was Senior out there, man, out there getting open, using that footwork, getting open. I'm like, is that Senior out there?
The thing about it, man, it's hard for an offensive coordinator getting anything accomplished with Kyler Murray running around left and right to left, back and forth, with no intention to get the football down the field. You have your number one draft pick, top 5, top 10 draft pick. He is the potential is through the roof. The scouts evaluated him and said he's probably would be one of the best ever to play the game. And you run around left and right and don't make him a priority to get him the football every game. That does a lot to a player, man. And we'll talk about that after we finish talking about the Cowboys and how much they suck. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about that after we finish talking about the Cowboys. But one thing about Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys, they will find a way to lose one way or another. Somehow, some way, the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott will find a way to lose. And if y'all don't remember, early in the game, and we talked about this yesterday on Last Night Live, teams are taking these fourth downs for granted, and it's just another down for them. And everybody's gambling on 4th down. And that's exactly what happened tonight for the Dallas Cowboys. They went for it on 4th down in the first quarter and turned the ball over on down. They could have got a field goal out of that series of play, but they decided to go for it on 4th down and came away from that series with 0 points.
Opening drive.
And not only did they come away with that in that drive with 0 points, after the Cardinals made 4 stops, they stopped them on 4 downs. Physical football. The Cardinals drove the ball down the field. What was it? 85, 90 yards. The Cardinals drove the football 85 yards down the field. They didn't score, but they got a field goal. Football is about momentum. I talk to y'all about that all the time. Football is about momentum. Can't let the momentum keep shifting back and forth. You want to control that momentum. And the Dallas Cowboys had an opportunity to kick a field goal, get some points, take the lead, and start all over and reset. Kick off on kick the ball off on special teams.
Right.
But Arizona Cardinals went down and struck, man, and they got a field goal. And didn't look back from that. They didn't look back from then. And it wasn't all just Dak's fault. Defense let the team down. They didn't show up. They didn't show up in key situations just as well as Dak Prescott. And if y'all don't remember, on that opening series, 4th down, they went for it. Dak Prescott was sacked. And not only on that fourth down, he was sacked. I don't know if it was fourth down or maybe it was third down, a key third down. But it was the Cowboys was in goal line range. They was within the 10 yards to get into the end zone. That's goal line. And he was sacked twice when the Cowboys was in goal line range. And what I saw from Dak Prescott when he was sacked, when the pressure was on, and these was key situations when his team needed him most, that he was scared to make a mistake. He didn't want to let that football go because he was scared that things may not go his way. That's what I saw. And that's Dak Prescott in a nutshell. He misses too many opportunities in key moments when his team needs him the most to make a play. Being successful 1 out of every 6 plays is just not good enough in the NFL if you want to be a winner. And we all know that Prescott is not a winner. Woo, he's not a winner. He's one of those players that need a team, a awesome team around him. Not just names like C.D. Gardner and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, because these guys they have some talent, and they're known as we probably consider them one of the best wide receiver duos in the NFL. But in all reality, these two guys are probably the most laziest route running receivers in the NFL. They play so lazy, and their effort is just, it's not where it needs to be on the NFL level. Lazy, undisciplined, and don't give 100% effort every time. You can be as talented as you want, but you have to put that work in, man. And I don't see that from these two guys. Those two guys are entitled wide receivers who feel like, hey, man, get me the football, or it is what it is. You know, understand what I'm saying?
Man, you can see it on CeeDee Lamb faces. It's starting to get that checkout look. They're like, getting ready to get done with the season. The way he going to the sideline every time is like, it's damn near over, man. This season, that's where I'm going to Cancun, Cabo.
What is the point for? What is the reason for me to continue to play for the Dallas Cowboys this season? We're not going to the playoffs. We're not good. We don't have nothing to look forward to. So why am I out here giving it my all? It's time for me to shut it down. My money is made, it's guaranteed. I'm telling you, that's the thought process of a lot of these players out here. You understand? And hey, let's talk about the Cowboys. 24 of 39, 64%. Like I said, you need to have a good team around if you want to be throwing 64%, going 24 for 39 and expecting to win. They still had opportunity to win. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 250 yards. Wasn't good enough. And then the dynamic duo, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. CeeDee Lamb went 7 receptions for 85 yards, 0 TDs. 6 receptions for 79 yards. George Pickens, 0 TDs. But George Pickens, he causes other situations to go on in the game besides just him getting the football. And that was causing penalties. He had it's always something about George Pickens with him being undisciplined. Him can't control his emotions out there. And we all know the rules. There's no taunting. There is no taunting or getting in another player's face or the defender's place. And what does he do? Taunt in the fourth quarter when the game is on the line. Dak Prescott is doing everything he can to try to get his team back into the game. But, hey, man, that's what happens when you have lazy, undisciplined, entitled receivers or players in general. And that's who I think, I don't know, man. George Pickens might just be a little crazy, man. He look a little crazy to me, man. If I was walking down the street and I seen George Pickens and we was on the same sidewalk, I'm probably gonna go across the street. You know what I'm saying? Not just growing up back in the days, you gotta evaluate your circumstances, man. Like, all right, I'm just gonna cross the street, man. I don't like the way that dude looked down there walking up on me, man. But yeah, that's what George Pickens remind me of. A lot of talent, man. I just don't see them playing to the capabilities of their talent. They route running sucks. They're very sluggish and lazy. It's just it's just not what I'm used to seeing. I'm used to, you know what I'm used to. Let's not go there. But man,
Yeah,
from another cornerback to another cornerback. The run blend. Woo, he had a rough night tonight, man. Thank God he already got paid, and those days are over with. He got those interceptions and got his money, because what we witnessed tonight, that check would have got taken back away from him, boy. If Jerry Jones would have seen what happened tonight before he stroked that check,
he definitely wasn't paying. He definitely wasn't paying that.
That check would have got rejected so fast when he went to try to cash it at the bank, man. That thing would have said, "Sorry, sir, there are no funds available in this account to cash this check. I'm sorry. Please return to your organization and confide with them."
Man, even you see CD Lamb on the sideline on that touchdown, that slant where he put him down, put Bland down on the ground.
Man, the way Marvin Harrison set the run Bland up in the end zone and shook him off the line of scrimmage, man, that was just totally embarrassing. And like you said, CD Lamb looked at the big jumbo screen and he was in awe. You know why? Because that is one of the worst things that can happen to a cornerback is fall in coverage. And not only in any coverage, you fall in coverage and it goes for a touchdown. That is on ESPN Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way up to Thursday Night Football. That's the highlight of the week. They're going to talk about you. And CeeDee Lamb didn't make it no better, boy. CeeDee Lamb will be on ESPN reacting to that play as his fellow cornerback or his teammate is getting embarrassed in primetime football. 4K, boy. Everybody's watching.
Out there on the island, there's y'all too. Nobody else out there.
It's YouTube, boy. That's why it's called the island, man.
Man, I could tell you, I gave up a touchdown. I gave a touchdown similar to that on a goal line, but it wasn't just off. It wasn't off the shake. It was off the he sold the fade, put the arm up. I flipped my hips to go jump with him with the fade. When for the slant.
Ooh, I know that looked bad right there. Hey, y'all don't understand, boy. That was a bad look right there. What he just explained, man. Hey, man, that is one of the. That's why cornerback. We're gonna continue to tell y'all, man. Cornerback is one of the hardest positions to play, man. It's like you have to figure out a technique to figure out where another human being is trying to go. You have to beat them to that spot and then stop them from catching the football. But what I found out watching this game and watching Jacobey Brissett orchestrate this offense and run this offense how it needs to be ran, you know, without Kyler Murray running left and right, left and back and forth and all those type of things, you know, Kyler Murray was destroying careers in Arizona. That's basically what I seen tonight. Everything that was happening bad to Arizona Cardinals pretty much was Kyler Murray's fault. And do I think he's an elite quarterback? No. I think he was specially handpicked by Cliff Kingsbury because of Cliff Kingsbury days in college, you know, and being at Texas Tech and recruiting him and understanding the guy's history and being a winner and things like that. But in all reality, you know, his size and everything else to go along with Kyler Murray, man, it just doesn't fit the NFL standards. Yeah, you have a Doug Flutie, which is probably the same size as Kyler Murray that was able to get it done and things like that. But, man, Kyler Murray, man, it's like when you watch Kyler Murray play for the Arizona Cardinals, it's really like you're watching someone play Madden and a smaller quarterback just run around and not doing anything that a game plan consists of. Like, you can't coach a game plan the way Kyler Murray runs that offense. And from what I've seen tonight, like I said, Kyler Murray was destroying careers in Arizona. Marvin Harris, there's no way Marvin Harrison could play wide receiver and be confident knowing that his quarterback is going to be running left and right to left with no intentions of throwing the football down the football field. And that takes the confidence right out of wide receiver. Unless he understands when I run my route and he doesn't hit me right on time, that it's time to, get open because my quarterback is going to stay alive and still try to get me the football down the field. That's not the case with my Kyler Murray. And I'm telling you, that is very discouraging, especially in Marvin Harrison, junior shoes. And I'm telling you, that's what happened. That's what happened to him.
Kyler Murray imagine doing that route he did at the end zone for the touchdown, and then you got the quarterback going out the opposite way for no reason.
It's crazy, man. And I know, man. I'm telling you, man. I bet it was hard for Marvin Harrison to stay mentally connected in games when he knows Kyler Murray is just going to take off with the football instead of passing it. That's very hard to do, man. It's hard. And you expect me to go out there and run my routes 100% every play, and I know exactly what's going to happen. I might try 1 or 2 games, but then it's over and over, and it happens over and over and over. It's just very discouraging. Very discouraging. And it's simple, man. Kyler Murray can just keep his eyes down the field when he's running, or the pocket is collapsing like a Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. But I don't know, man. But now, Marvin Harrison got Jacobey Brissett. He could play with a lot more confidence. And his confidence level will definitely grow. And now you will see the progression and see the player that Marvin Harrison really is. Right? And if y'all haven't heard or didn't know about it or what was going on, Marvin Harrison Sr., the Hall of Fame, was the one I used to go at it with, back in the Indianapolis Colts days when he had Peyton Manning, things like that. Let's pull up the article. Pull up the article while I'm talking about this Marvin Harrison Sr. not wanting to go to the games. Dries, pull it up for me on your phone. You got your phone on you?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, Marvin Harrison Sr., man, he isn't happy about what was happening with his son and his son being a part of the Arizona Cardinals offense before tonight's game. Now, I'm sure after tonight's game, he understands and he sees that now his son has a quarterback who can get him the ball and a quarterback who can operate an NFL offense the way it's supposed to be operated. All these quarterbacks y'all see running around left and right and, making just trying to create plays instead of running that offense. That's not what football is about. And that's not how football was played back in probably 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Now, all the quarterbacks are no one is just a pocket passer. You still have Jared Goff and maybe a Matthew Stafford and a few other quarterbacks. Most of the quarterbacks are taught to make something happen, right? Escape the pocket and make something happen. That's all you see nowadays. But hey, I guess that's more beneficial than having a pocket passer because you don't have to invest into the offensive line as much as you did in the past. You can go find all these great skilled players. But now that, like I said, Jacobey Brissett is there getting the job done. Marvin Harrison Sr., hey, he looks like an elite wide receiver in the NFL now. Maybe he isn't a bust, Even maybe all the criticism we had about him not running his routes hard and getting off the ball fast enough, not playing to the speed of the NFL, maybe all those things was just him losing his confidence because of who his quarterback was. You know what I'm saying? Like so many different situations and things like that. But what the article said, man, about his dad, man, did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. It said Marvin Harrison Sr. says it's very hard to watch the Cardinals offense. The style of offense that I'm accustomed to, that I'm used to watching with a professional eye as a wide receiver, Marvin Harrison said, I just can't relate to watching that current offense, that style of offense. Basically, I can't relate to what's going on there.
Yeah, man. Like I said, Marvin Harrison was the era a little bit before me, but like I said, we went head to head. But he's used to perfection the same way I'm used to perfection. He played with a Super Bowl quarterback. I played with a Super Bowl quarterback. He was on the Super Bowl team. I was on the Super Bowl team. So he sees what's going on and why his son is so frustrated and not being able to be productive based on the quarterback situation that they had there with Kyler Murray. They invested a lot of money in Kyler Murray, and he's one of those $200-something million guys. And I don't know about his contract situation, but times is changing. John Cannon, the new head coach, man, he had the guts and He had to go through whatever he had to go through with management, general manager, the owners or whoever to let them know or make them understand that Kyler Murray isn't the guy. I have to make a change for us to see some success. And now he's seeing some success, and that's how you win everybody over, baby. You figure it out, you win, and you make everything better. That's what John Cannon is doing, along with Jacobey Brissett, man. Jacobey Brissett, I watched Jacobey Brissett play in the New England days. I watched him play for the Cleveland Browns. Listen, you get with the right coach, the right quarterback coach, the right coaching staff that can develop a quarterback or put the quarterback in the right position to make those plays, man, listen, you see what happens, man. We've seen that happen with Geno Smith when he went to the Seattle Seahawks and Pete Carroll after he was terrible for the New York Jets. Now, of course, he's back to being terrible, but whatever.